He is the one who destroyed the 3 cities. That is why he is known as Tripura Samhara story we are all very familiar with. So the story part I am not going to go, briefly, and then the story, and then we will see the significance of what Tripura Samhara means for all of us. The 3 Rakshasas, they went and performed penance because they wanted boons from Lord Brahma, and so three of them were Rakshasa brothers they were. And when Lord came, appeared in front of them, he asked, what do you want? Of course they all wanted immortality, they didn't want death. Therefore the Lord said, that is not possible, because one who has been born has to die one day. Ask for something else. So all the 3 of them consulted with each other. They thought they were very smart, and they thought they will ask for something wherein the boon of immortality will be hidden in it. So therefore they asked the Lord, we want 3 cities in which of course they will be residing in, huge cities, and it should have forts. So fort city, actually 3 of them, one will be made of gold, one will be made of silver, and one will be made of iron. And all of them, since they are flying, they will be flying in space. And they said, we will always be flying. Therefore, one will be up, one will be down, somewhere the third will be somewhere in between. Therefore, it's not possible that they always will be in a line. But then they said, after 1,000 years, this is what they asked Brahma. After 1,000 years, once in every 1,000 years, we will align ourselves. And when we have aligned ourselves, that means when we have come in one line, all the 3 of them, all the 3 cities, at that point of time, when we have aligned ourselves and we are in one straight line, if anybody can with one arrow destroy the 3 cities, that should be the end of all of us. So Lord Brahma agreed and said Tatastu, and he went. So they thought, now we are invincible. So 3 cities, flying cities, made of gold, made of silver, made of iron, all of them, and they again planned among themselves that for a fraction of a second, once in 1,000 years, they'll align themselves and come in one straight line. Let us see what the gods will do. So they always have to be aware, watching over when these 3 cities will come in one line, and at that point of time, in a fraction of a second, if anybody can discharge a weapon or an arrow, only then their destruction is possible. Therefore they thought they were invincible, and then as usual they went about creating havoc everywhere in all the worlds. Therefore everybody ran to Lord Shiva and then asked him that you must somehow or the other manage these, destroy these Rakshasas. He said, don't worry. So we are told Lord Shiva was waiting, watching. So when we are watching, we have to be extremely vigilant, extremely alert, because when the 3 of them will align, who knows? And that too, they will come together in one straight line only for a fraction of a second. So everything has to be ready. Bow has to be ready, arrow has to be ready, everything. This beautiful story is there in our Puranas. What constituted the chariot, and who is the charioteer over there, what made up the wheels of the chariot, etc. And then who created the chariot for Lord Shiva to sit in the chariot, what became the bow, what was the arrow, and all. So Lord Shiva was sitting in the chariot waiting for these 3 to come in one line. So it shows to us how alert and how vigilant Lord Shiva was. He was just waiting. And once when the 3 cities, these 3 Rakshasas came in one line, in one straight line, when the 3 cities aligned themselves, Lord Shiva discharged the arrow. It went through all the 3 cities and burnt them up, reduced all the 3 cities to ashes. Of course, the Rakshasas also were reduced to ash. And then we are told Bhagavan was so happy, and of course all the Devatas were all very, very happy. So they showered praises on him, glorified him, and he is supposed to have done his Tandava Nritya. It is called Tripura Samhara Tandava Nritya. So he did his Nritya, and this is the story. And the ash that was lying over there because he has destroyed all the burnt all the 3 cities and reduced them into ash. That ash itself he is supposed to have adorned himself with and then danced over them. This is the story. Now what is the significance of it? Pura means a city. So one who is residing in a city is called as Pura Ka Isha. That is why Purusha. Purusha doesn't mean male, as a contrast to feminine. We are not talking gender over here at all. All of us are Purushas only in the sense there is the Lord Isha residing in the city. Which city is he residing in? There are 3 cities packed one into the other. The body city, the mind city, and the intellect. All the 3 of them are cities by themselves. City is somewhere where we are doing transaction. So with our body we transact, with our mind we transact, with our intellect we are transacting. Such a big world by itself, our world of emotions, mind, our world of thoughts, idea, value, desire, intellect, and of course a world of actions in which we are constantly engaged in, the body. So 3 cities over there, body, mind and intellect. All of them are playing about at different levels. Intellect is not the mind is not the body is not these 2. So it's going on. Never ever when as we are individual human beings, when we are doing our transaction in the world outside or within ourselves also, when we are sitting down and thinking of something, whatever it is, most of the time we are off balance. Off balance means all the 3 cities are not in one line. This is with respect to cities. Now we again coming only to the mind also, that what do the 3 cities represent? They represent body, mind, intellect, equipment. They also represent all the 3 groups, the groups which where there are 3. The 3 cities represent past, present and future. We have a past world, past city in which we were all engaged in. Now we are in a present city. And there is of course a future city for us. So 3 realms of time are also referred to as 3 cities. The 3 gunas which we are all going through, Sattva guna, Rajo guna and Tamo guna. The entire 14th chapter, Bhagavan talks about these 3 gunas. And he says, when Sattva is on top, the other 2 are down. When Rajasin is on top, Sattva and Tamas are down. Doesn't mean they are equal. So he says one comes up and then there is all the 3 of them are in different levels, let us say, within us. So again, Sattva, we are in a Sattvic world, there is a Sattvic world in us, there is a Rajasic world in us, and there is a Tamasic world in us. According to the gunas, so according to that, we also become Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic, 3. So the 3 cities represent the 3 gunas. They represent our 3 equipment. They represent the 3 realms of time, periods of time. They also represent our waking state, dream state and deep sleep state. The 3 avasthas in which we are all transacting and we are all doing vyavahar. So all of them put together is we, such a huge complex we are. A complicated complex. Where is balance? There is never any balance at all. Everything is okay, still we will say, I don't know, something is worrying me, something is bothering me, something is disturbing me. It can be a disturbance. Or when we are very happy, success has come, achievement has come, that also is taking, if this is down, that is up. So both are out of balance only. We say she is flying in the 9th cloud, she hit the clouds, etc., which means we are off balance. So even when we are very happy, we are off balance. When we are very sad, in grief, in sorrow, also we are off balance. Never ever are we balanced. That is why in the 2nd chapter, Krishna says, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. If you can bring that state of equanimity in yourself, with respect to all these, you are a yogi, he says. It's as he makes it so simple for us. But when we try to do something only, then we will know how difficult it is. So therefore, Lord Shiva over there represents a spiritual seeker. All of that is supposed to be within us. Shiva is inside us, bow and arrow is inside us, the 3 cities also we are. So that whole entire incident that has been dramatized and picturized in the Puranas is nothing but our inner journey. So a spiritual seeker wants to attain balance. Samatvam yoga uchyate. If he can bring about a balance within himself and enter into that state of neutral equilibrium, that itself is the state of enlightenment, mukti, moksha. So he is waiting and waiting and waiting in the seat of meditation, wanting to attain that state. When will that happen? When all these three are in one line. How to bring that balance? That is what we are calling as our spiritual sadhana. Whatever path we are following, bhakti, karma, jnana, dhyana, any path. What is it that we are trying to achieve? We are trying to bring in a balance within ourselves, which is in other words mentioned as transcending. Both mean the same. Either we say by bringing in a balance, or we say transcending. So transcending the three equipment, transcending the three gunas and going into the state of nirgunatva, transcending the periods of time, going beyond kalatitaha, transcending the avasthas, the jagrat avastha, the swapna avastha, and the deep sleep avastha, and then entering into that fourth state of God consciousness. So we can use the word transcending, or we can use the word bringing in a balance. So therefore the seeker is sitting in a seat of meditation trying to do this only. So the whole thing has been dramatized for us outside. When will happen? When the seeker sadhana progresses slowly, it becomes more and more intense within himself. There is nothing for us to do outside of ourselves. At some point of time, mukti happens, moksha happens, enlightenment happens. It can never, we can't fix up a date and a time for that at all. It happens, that's. When that happens, that is depicted as Lord Shiva releasing the arrow. When he releases the arrow, everything gets burned. Everything gets burnt doesn't mean in our seat of meditation somebody is going to light a fire or burn up our equipment will get burnt in the literal sense. It doesn't mean that at all. We have transcended. The seeker has transcended all these tri-groups, tri-groups, and reached that state beyond all this. And that state is called as the moksha state, or the mukti state, or the nirvana state, or the state of enlightenment. And we are told everything. And what did he do when the arrow was released? Obviously it must be a fiery arrow of fire, because the cities got burnt. We always liken knowledge to fire, the fire of knowledge. And what knowledge is it? This is spiritual knowledge. What the teachers have given to us, and they tell us to sit down in our seat of meditation and contemplate on. So the arrow which was released is nothing but the fire of knowledge. In the fire of knowledge, what happens? Everything gets transcended, or we can say everything gets burnt, because fire burns. So in the knowledge, in the light of spiritual knowledge, everything gets transcended. And in simple words, we can say in the fire, everything got burned. When everything gets burned, whatever it is, gold city, silver city, or the iron city, all of them changed into ash. And in the ash, we can't segregate and say this ash is from the gold city, this ash is from the silver one, this is from the iron. We can't do that at all. Or this is with reference to the body or the mind or the intellect, or this is with regard to past, present, future, nothing. Ash is ash, uniformly one it is. So the ash represents oneness, one without a second state. They call it as the Kevala state or the Kaivalya state, Kaivalya Pada, one without the Advaita state, in which our masters are reveling, and we call them Jivan Muktas. So the ash over there represents that highest state of liberation, which Lord Shiva adorns himself with. He's supposed to have smeared himself with that ash and then dance. When do we dance? When we are happy. So he represents for us the blissful state of realization, and therefore he is doing his Tandava. After having accomplished this Tripura Samhara. Not that a person when they realize will get up and start dancing. This is going on inside. The music and the dance of realization is happening within himself. Nandati Nandati Nandatyeva in Bhajagovindam. Yogaratova put him anywhere, a Jivan Mukta. Let him be in the midst of people or let him be in solitude. Let him be in the marketplace or let him be in the caves of the Himalayas. Let him be living a luxurious life or let him be living a life where nothing is available for him, including the next food. The next food, lunch or the dinner, that day is not available for him. But he who has realized, he alone is reveling and reveling and reveling where? Within himself. That's the meaning of Ananda Tandava there. Tripura Samhara, after that is accomplished, he danced. And he danced with the Vibhuti on himself. The Vibhuti represents, which means the person who was till now identified with Nama, Rupa, Guna, Kriya. Name was there, form was there, qualities were there. He or she was attributed with some activities. That person who sat down over there to do meditation, a spiritual seeker, is no more now there. He has realized and become that one without a second he has become. So that is what is the higher state has overwhelmed him. He can't walk into the higher state. Gurudev used to say, you can't walk into it. Just like we can't walk into sleep. We are feeling sleepy. We can't say, I'm going to walk into sleep. If we keep on desiring for sleep will never come. So we have to make some adjustments around us and about us, inside us and outside us, and then just invoke sleep. Sleep will come and overwhelm us. She will come from outside and inside and embrace us, pervade and permeate us so that we would have fallen off to sleep. That's why we can never ever say at this hour, this minute, this second, I fell off to sleep. We can't do that. So the sleep state comes and overwhelms us, and we do not know when we went off to sleep. Similarly, the higher state comes and overwhelms them. And that is represented by the Vibhuti on him, the Bhasma on him. Bhasma is also called Vibhuti. Bhuti means glory. Vibhuti, Visheshena glory. Because so many of us have so many glories around us and about us. I did this, I am qualified for that, I do this, I am rich, I am poor, whatever it is. I work over here, I have made this much of property, all our glories. But this is a different sort of a glory altogether. It is Vibhuti. So that Bhasma is also called as Vibhuti. What is Shiva's ornament? What is Shiva's glory? Shiva's glory, Lord's glory is nothing but to be reveling in that higher state always. He is always in that state. He is represented by this very beautiful Tripura Samhara. It comes in the Puranas. Bhagavan is identifying himself with our Purandaraha, one who destroyed the 3 cities. So actually everything must be happening subjectively in us. All that should happen subjectively in us has been put out there in front of us as beautiful stories. So entire inner spiritual pilgrimage has been put out there in the form of stories, in the form of rituals for us, so that it becomes easy.